Do you have one particular extremely gratifying case that sort of sticks out, and when you have a tough day, maybe you think back on that particular situation where your behavior information was able to help an animal?
Sure. Well, actually, just recently, just last week, I had one of those moments that, every trainer dreams of. And while it may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, I'm currently working with a 7.5-year-old Basset Hound, whose family, for their own reasons, hadn't received or hadn't hired a trainer and hadn't worked with the dog in training in any aspect up until now. So as you can imagine, a 7.5-year-old Basset Hound can be pretty set in his ways as far as, just being very comfortable and used to the way things are. And, here I am walking in, changing things and trying to teach him to do things a different way. And two of their biggest issues with this dog were loose leash walking, so walking politely on leash without pulling them down the sidewalk, nose to the ground, like a Basset Hound usually is, and also recall, the call to come. So his name is Danger, and Danger would ignore his mom pretty much at any moment when she called his name. There was no connection, there was no association, there was no real true reinforcement history there. So he had really no reason or no understanding as to why to pay attention to his name until he wanted to, basically. And I got a text the other evening from the mother after having worked with them for several sessions. And she was beside herself with excitement and joy because she had taken Danger to a small, intimate dog park for the first time that he was visiting that park. And she was excited because when she called his name, he came running. So he came running in a brand new environment where he had never been before. So obviously lots of neat smells for him. In the presence of other dogs and in the presence of other people, which is basically like the highest level of distraction you can have for any dog to actually respond to their name and come when called. So she texted me that evening, just absolutely thrilled about Danger's progress. So it's those little tiny, moments that it makes such a big difference to the guardian. And she and her dog had a wonderful experience, and it warms my heart to know that I'm part of that and have helped them along their journey.